Okay, now we're going to do a demo of midiSequencer, and there's a few features that aren't working as well as I would hope. So here we have in Audiobus, we have Spacelab, bitwiz, and also rrarrow and midiSequencer. And the CCs control both bitwiz controllers, Spacelab controllers, and rrarrow controllers. And there's 4 of them, and they're connected to 21, 22, 23, and 24 respectively. And so we'll go ahead and start. So it's just kind of generic equation in bitwiz, so there's no real movement, just kind of a lot of noise. And so I hit the cycle feature. So now we hear Spacelab going. So rrarrow isn't going, but we can look at bitwiz, and so down below in this area here you can see the controls are going. So if we go to Spacelab, you can also see that the controls here are also being controlled by the same controllers. It's kind of funky because it's upside down. Now let's go to rrarrow. So in rrarrow, only the one first CC is working, whereas in the other 2 apps, all of them are working. So let's go ahead and turn on rrarrow so you can see what it sounds like. So that's rrarrow going. So it's filtering both the output from Spacelab and bitwiz. Of course it sounds horrible because the controls aren't working in it. So let's shut things down. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is show you the Audiobus setup. Here's the second feature that seems to be problematic. So we're going to leave everything, settings in here the same. Sequencer is off. And so you can see here, you have the one signal chain, rrarrow is the only effects, and here we have midiSequencer in its own separate signal chain. It's not going anywhere, so we're just using it purely for MIDI only. So the bug is if we add it to the existing one, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so everything's the same. So now let's start. So, okay, here we don't hear any noise. We can clearly see the signal is going. Now let's see if we remove the sequencer. Voila, it works again. Okay, let's add it again. doesn't work again. So let's go ahead and try another experiment here. So we'll get rid of this rrarrow here. There's nothing in the middle effect slot. Well, we get the sound again. So we can hear rrarrow going, let's add it. Instantly no sound again. So for some odd reason there's a combination there that it doesn't like it. We can also make sure if rrarrow being on or not. So rrarrow isn't on. Now it's on. Nothing. Yeah, let's do this experiment again. We get rid of midiSequencer. We get noise again. And so let's turn off the filtering and rrarrow and get a slightly different buzz. See. But then if you can still get midiSequencer going here outside of Audiobus, and it works. That's a combination. This is kind of a nice little feature here. So I'll turn it off for some reason. So if you select your application down here that's being controlled by midiSequencer with the clock, you can hit this little red button here and it takes you to that application. So once again, just only the one channel that's working. Whereas on the other two, once again, all four are working there. All four are working there. And the notes. So that concludes my demo of the bugs in midiSequencer.